the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. I've been waiting on the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. On the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. I've been waiting on the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. On the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. I've been waiting on the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I
BetUS, America's favorite sportsbook and casino. Live betting and racebook. We're celebrating 30 years with a historic offer. A 125% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits. Plus 10% gambler's insurance. Get started today. BetUS, where the game begins.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to TD Fans Talk, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. Listen, BetUS is the proud sponsor of this video. Will or should the Miami Dolphins pick up Jaelan Phillips' 5th-year option? I want your take in the chat. We're about to discuss that because there's some things to be considered here. Give me what you think in the chat before we get started. Make sure that you follow the link in the description if you want to take advantage of the promotion that BetUS has right now, where they're giving you a 125% bonus on your first 3 deposits. All right, your first 3 up to $2,500, by the way, on your first 3. No longer are the days of just that one deposit, but literally your first 3 deposits. Get in the game with BetUS. Supporting our sponsors is supporting the channel, ladies and gentlemen. But even beyond that, they have 24/7 customer service if you need any help, 24-hour fast and easy payouts as well. And right now, think about it. The odds right now for Coach of the Year, how much do you like Mike McDaniel sitting at plus 2,500? You bet $100, you have a chance to win $2,500 if Mike McDaniel was to win Coach of the Year. Do you like Mike McDaniel as Coach of the Year? If you do, that's a nice bet to be made on BetUS. Again, ladies and gentlemen, Supporting our sponsors is supporting the channel. Just go online, check it out. I'm hooking you guys up. The first 5 people to DM me your account number from signing up from BetUS, I'm going to send you $25 of free play. First 5 people to do it, I'm going to take care of you. $25 of free play. All right. Take advantage of the opportunity. Shout out to Mike. He said Mike is a GOAT. Okay. Shout out to the Underdog 03 watching us from Twitch right now. If you're new to this channel, make sure that you subscribe to TD Fans Talk. On your way in the building, make sure you hit that like button. Let your friends and family members know about the channel as well as we continue to grow. All right, let's get into this. Jaelan Phillips. Jaelan Phillips is up for his 5th-year option. The Miami Dolphins have until May 2nd to exercise his 5th-year option if they're going to. They have literally 5 weeks to decide if they are going to pick up his 5th-year option. Let me know right now, ladies and gentlemen, what do you think the Dolphins should do? Because this is an interesting one when you really think about it. Now, we know they're going to pick up Waddle's 5th-year option because they know what they have in Waddle, okay? And here's the thing about Jaelan Phillips. First of all, the 5th-year option is somewhere like $14 million. Say $14 million is the 5th-year option. All right. We know that Jaelan Phillips isn't making nearly that right now. He's about to make $4 million this year. And basically, we would be giving him a $10 million raise by picking up the option. Here's the key point in all of this. It's very interesting because the Dolphins really do have to make this decision because we don't have much money to go around. When you guys look at the cap numbers for the future right now, it's not including his 5th-year option. It's not including Waddle's 5th-year option. You see how people yelled at me last year? Chill out, TD. Our future is fine. We got 11 draft picks next year and $60 million. Well, if you look, go refresh your screen and look today. Next year, that number is down to about 27 million. We've already got cut more than half because the deals are starting to come through because Chris Grier continues to put voidable years on these new contracts. So that number keeps getting lower and lower for next year. We're not even talking about this year. Right now, we got like $7 million this year. And technically, you need that for your draft picks. That's why all of these deals that we're working, a lot of them are incentive-based, but we got to fill the roster. Nothing we can do. You literally had a 1-year deal with Shaq Barrett, but why is it going to be on our books for 4 years? Make that make sense, ladies and gentlemen. Chris Grier just signed a 1-year deal for Shaq Barrett, and now it comes to find out today that the money is spread out between 4 years because he added 4 avoidable years. 5 years total, whatever, for a measly contract. That tells you all you need to know right there. So when we get into next year, it's things like Jaelan Phillips cap hit. You can't spread that 5th-year option out. And here's the kicker. Here's the caveat. Here's the scary part about it. If you pick up the 5th-year option and Jaelan Phillips ball out, great, because we're going to sign him on an extension next offseason and we can lower the cap. But what happens if you pick up the 5th-year option and he struggles and he hasn't gotten back to form due to his injury? Now you're stuck a 5th year and you're not going to give him a big contract until you see the 5th year, see if he can come back better from the injury. But that's a hard cap hit now. There's no moving money on a 5th year. There's no voidable years on a 5th year. That's the caveat here. That's the scary part here. And Glenn said you could trade him at that point. If he don't come back to form, and who's going to trade him for a $14 million cap hit for a guy that doesn't look like he might return back to what you want him to be? The Dolphins would be stuck riding out that 5th year. Hopefully he gets back to form and then having to offer a big contract. This year is important for him to ball out. But since we don't know, it's like, dang, do we pick it up? Do we really pick up the 5th year? It would be us guessing, saying he's going to come back to form, guaranteed. That's what it'll be. Tough. And he isn't the only one. You got Holland right now who doesn't have a 5th year option because he was a 2nd round pick. You have him who just got to get paid. He got to get his contract right now. You're not going to let him hit free agency too, are you? After he just saw what Christian Wilkins and Robert Hunt did, oh, you can't let him hit free agency because he's going to elect to hit free agency. He's young, TD. He will come back like Kobe off an Achilles. I always tell people, be careful with those Achilles for defensive ends who have to push off on every play, who can't compensate or change up how he does things to make sure. Be careful about that. Who was it? Was it Von Miller? I forgot who it was who dealt with it and ain't been the same technically. This is more the reason why I don't understand why they didn't re-sign Andrew Van Ginkel. Is this Jaelan's second ACL injury? He had one in college. Yeah, well, Achilles ACL. So I'm just saying this is an interesting situation for the Miami Dolphins. So I'll just say this. If they pick up the 5th year option, they're gambling bad. And if they do pick up the 5th year option, we got to hope and pray he balls out. Because if he looks like a scrub and the season is over and he gets 4, 5, 6 sacks for a season and we're like, well, he came off of an injury. Next year, it's important. What, you going to give him a big 4 or 5 year extension? You're going to give him a 4 or 5 year extension? Von had an ACL. Okay, that makes sense. But Achilles, like I said, you're pushing off. So that's the tough part. Y'all got to stop saying trade. You can't trade a player who's on their 5th year option and he's not playing well. So the Miami Dolphins have to decide whether they're going to gamble or not on Jaelan Phillips. Look at the timing. I mean, we just had bad luck. The timing here is so unfavorable for us. The timing is just terrible. You're convincing, TD, but I was like, there's no way 15 doesn't get the 5th. Now it's like he can only get it if we see long-term contract. I think we straight, though, take the risk. Yeah, you have to. I guess you have to. Fresh off of an Achilles. You don't know what version you're going to get. But this is the guy who can actually really make the difference over the next 2 years to screw us. Like, if in a perfect world, you pick up the 5th year, he balls out, give him an extension, who cares? You can manipulate money, play with it then. In a disaster world, but since it's so possible, you give him the 5th year. He's coming fresh off of an injury, so you shouldn't expect the world, but he plays average, and you're like, man, we expected him. I mean, you can't expect him to just ball out. If he does, great, but coming fresh off of an Achilles, you want to work yourself in the first year and then, expect greatness the year after. But the situation, we don't have time for that. We have to know, because if you're wrong, you picked up the 5th year, he played average, and next offseason, you're like, do we give him a 4 or 5 year extension? And what, you give it to him fresh off of average? Color say, I think you'll be ready to go. I'm just saying, regardless, Color, depending on what you get, depending on the production you get, even if he's ready to go, we still don't know how good he's going to be or not. Whew. I don't know. It's going to be very interesting. Somebody said, or even worse, TD, he gets hurt again. Don't even say that. Oh, you're right. I didn't think about that. You pick up the 5th. He come back this year. If something happens again, you're stuck having to not have him this year. Then you got to have the 5th-year option. You're not going to give a long-term deal, but you're still stuck with the 5th-year option with no contract flexibility. I didn't even think about that. It could get worse. And just our luck, that's exactly how the Dolphins usually play out. I don't know, man. I just thought that it'd be very interesting to make sure I bring this to your all's thought process, the pros and the cons. We're going to talk more about that later. But man, it is something to start thinking about and to start talking about in our community, because this is a huge decision for the Miami Dolphins that we're going to look up over the next 2 years to determine whatever decision they made, was it good or bad? And we'll keep you up on it here on TD Fins Talk. Hey, y'all think about it. When we go live again, I'll probably follow up on it, get some of you guys' thoughts live. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. I'm about to go over to the Huddle Show, our weekly show on BetUS TV. All right. Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. Me, Richie, and Dan, we are live on the Huddle. Okay. It is our official show with BetUS TV. Y'all come check us out. Producers are hitting me up right now. So I'm about to go over there to the Huddle. Y'all come over, show your love and support, and let's go. Fins up no matter what. I love y'all. Shout out to G Money, said go reset with a rookie QB deal. Yeah, that'll help us, but it's not going to happen. This team isn't going to do anything like that. All right, y'all. I'll see y'all soon. Peace. I'm out.